The ruling Democratic Progressive Party has nominated lawmaker Puma Shen to run for Taipei mayor.
他在台北这个城市长大，在这个城市里面求学，也在这个城市里面就业。他对这个城市非常了解，对这个城市的感情非常非常深厚。
Chen, who is in his early 40s, is one of the youngest people the DPP has ever nominated to run for Taipei mayor. A lawyer by trade, Shen co-founded the Puma Academy, one of Taiwan's biggest civil defense organizations. The academy educates the public on topics like first aid and fighting disinformation. Shen has been outspoken about the need to raise awareness of the threat Taiwan faces from China, but he says as a candidate for Taipei mayor, he will focus on issues that affect the city.
我还是维持我原本对这件事情的一个立场。 该谈的时候本来就要谈，那没有需要谈的时候，当然是必须要专心的去讨论，要怎么样让这个城市变得更好。
For more on Puma Shen and his nomination, Liao spoke with Brian Hioe, the founder of New Bloom magazine.
All right, Brian, who is Puma Shen, and why do you think the DPP nominated him to run in the Taipei City mayoral race?
So Puma Shen is presently one of the DPP's best-known legislators. He originates from civil society. He's known as an expert on disinformation and Chinese United Front activity. And he is the founder of two important organizations, the Doublethink Lab, which researches disinformation, and also the Puma Academy, which is Taiwan's best-known civil defense organization. And so from that background, he became a legislator, and he is very focused on the issue of Chinese influence in Taiwan.
Now, what does he bring to the table as a candidate for the capital?
So it's an interesting choice to pick him as the Taipei mayoral candidate because he is nearing the end of his term as legislator. But then there's a question of what do you do with these very young politicians that are much younger than usual, though he's around 43, last I checked. And so I think it is a sign the DPP does hope to keep him around and active in politics in some way. And so this is a move up in that sense. But it is another question entirely, can he win Taipei? Because Mayor Jiang Wanan of the KMT is very strong. There are a lot of Taipei voters, actually, who are concerned about Chinese influence. He has not actually had to fight a campaign race. And it will make him much stronger if he's able to do that in the future, because that is how you gain power within a political party, whether that is DPP or KMT. And so I think it really does depend on how much of a fight he puts up. And that will determine his political future.
Going into Shen's campaign, what kind of advantages do you think he has, and what kind of challenges do you think he faces?
I think his advantages are more or less his disadvantages because of the fact that he is running in Taipei, which is, of course, historically very blue. Young people who are progressive, he also does have a background as a former chair of the Taiwan Association for Human Rights, may support him. Also those who are very concerned about the threat from China. You do see the rise of civil defense groups in Taipei, for example, but then the city is also dominated by much older voters who, in fact, can be rather pro-KMT and, in fact, even maybe pro-China. And for them, Shen will be a liability. I think perhaps the KMT is likely to go after, for example, that Shen's father does business in China. And this is something that they really have attacked to say the DPP is hypocritical. They talk a lot about the China issue, but they also have links to China. And so Shen's father was sanctioned.
That was Brian Hioe, founder of New Bloom magazine.